What's up, everyone? How's it going? Welcome to the live stream. We did miss last week in preparation for Expo East, and I have just gotten back from Expo East, so starting up the live streams again. So how's everyone going? Hope you all doing well. I'm gonna go ahead and post up my link tree in the comment section for you guys if you want any sort of discounts or anything like that on some of the products that I use, and also with some of the companies that sponsor me. So I'm gonna put in that right now, discounts and more, pinned right there with the link tree for you guys. So how's everyone doing? Welcome on in. Let me know if you guys can hear me and everything is going well in the comment section. Let me know where you guys are listening from, and hope everyone is doing okay, especially my friends down there in Central Florida right now. Pretty gnarly hurricane again coming our way, man. Pretty crazy, but hope everyone is going to be staying safe from that, and nothing absolutely crazy comes of it. It's going to be bad. It's going to be bad regardless, but hopefully nothing too bad comes out of it, and people get to safety as they should. So what's up, everyone? How's it going? So if you guys are new to the live streams, basically all you do is go ahead and throw up some questions or whatever you guys want into the comment sections. I will put it here on the screen like this. Griff saying prayers for Florida. We definitely need it. And then I will answer your guys' questions to the best of my ability. It could be about Toyota, it could be about life, it could be about whatever you guys want to talk about. Throw it into the comment section, and I will answer it. And it's not just a very quick and fast answer. I will try to give you guys a good amount of answers, since you guys are taking the time out of your day. Omar says, what do you think about the 25 Highlander 25th anniversary edition? I think it's cool. It may hold its value over time for a Highlander, but really it's just kind of an appearance package. It's not as cool as the 4Runner 40th anniversary. That is for darn sure. But it still does look pretty cool regardless. So if you're thinking about getting a Highlander, that may be one of the ones to pick up because of all of the little goodies that it has on it to represent the 25th anniversary. Tom R says, any truth on Toyota expanding the engine recall to include all non-24 Tundras? As of right now, that's just a rumor. There have been some rumblings going on, but nothing official yet. So I'm only going to make official statements on that. Nothing more to like stoke the fire that doesn't need to be stoked. Not, defending the Tundra or anything, because what's going on with it sucks. It definitely sucks. But there is no official stuff from Toyota yet to expand to 24s. I feel like they have to do their due diligence and see if a ton of them are affected, or if they're able to pinpoint the time where the last VIN number went out before they truly did change their whole manufacturing process for that. So we will see. If they put it to 2024s, then that's going to be pretty crappy. But as of right now, nothing official yet for the 2024s. Tacoma 2025, hopefully we will be getting information about the 25 Tacoma in about a month or so, I think. Maybe a little bit longer. But whenever we get 25 Tacoma info, I will let you guys know. Jesse, what's up, man? Good to meet you at the sunglasses station. Great event. That was pretty cool. Sun High sunglasses, man. I'm going to start wearing them. Very awesome. A viewer of the channel named Shag actually tracked me down during Overland Expo, and he works with Sun Heist, which is a very cool sunglasses company. And for every pair of glasses that they sell, they plant a tree, which is awesome nowadays, right? So very cool for them to be a sponsor on the channel, which is rad. That was what was super cool about Overland Expo East. Honestly, I hope you guys aren't upset, but I didn't get a whole lot of like content, like video content. So over on Facebook, if you guys are watching this on YouTube, over on Facebook, I definitely posted a lot of pictures over there from the event. However, I did not record that much, but I did make a lot of meetings with companies and stuff that will translate to future content. So hopefully my lack of running around like crazy, doing a bunch of video and everything like that, hopefully that transpires to some pretty cool content in the future for you guys. Excuse me, holy crap. From trailer stuff to companies like Trail Grid Pro, getting some more new stuff for the 4Runner. A lot of good stuff. Don't want to spoil too much or hype it up too much. But Julio, what's up, man? Hope you're staying safe down there. We are. So where we're at in Florida, this particular storm, it's basically cutting through the middle of it. We are a bit further north, so I don't even think that we're going to get a speck of rain here. But I will be keeping an eye close to the Tampa area and whatever we could probably do to help. You know, I know that the storm that went through the Big Bend of Florida definitely had more devastation up north. So we will see how Florida fares with this storm here. And especially too, like, not, you know, that it has to be location. Like it was my location. I want to, you know, do stuff for it. But it is a spot where we do plan on moving, right? So I want to make sure that everything's going to be okay. And all that, and then whatever support we could do to help afterwards will be amazing. Toyota Jeff, what is up? He's up in here. $5 donation. Thank you so much, Jeff. It was good seeing you and your wife at the event. Can't wait to see you, gosh, in what, a week or two or something like that. More content coming from Toyota Jeff and I. He says, TRD John rules. I'm so excited I got your autograph at Overland Expo. Yeah, it should be worth something. I don't think it's going to be worth anything. Maybe if you sign under it, it'll be worth millions of dollars, right? Midnight, how's it going? Says the audio's sounding fine. Watching from Virginia. Was just up in Virginia. Must have missed ya. But yes, we were up there for the Overland Expo. The weather was stunning. It was beautiful. Saturday was actually a little hot, but aside from that, nice cool nights, cool mornings, and then peaking around 78, 80 degrees. St. John's, Florida, getting ready to ride the storm out. Be careful, Brian. Be careful. I know that it's very intense right now. Models are showing that it slows down before it's hitting landfall. But just be careful and stuff, too. Where is St. John's again? Is that the Atlantic? St. John's, Florida. My typing, everything's been off with me today for some reason, and I have no idea why. St. John's. You are right above St. Augustine. All right, you guys should be okay over there, but just be careful of all that storm surge. I know there's going to be, because it's crazy, man, because the storm is coming in, and it's pulling everything from the Gulf, and then, like, it's pulling crap from the Atlantic, too, making this just shitty storm across the whole center of Florida right there. It's just absolutely crazy, but stay safe, dude. Greg says, hey, John, does the new 4Runner have bump stops like the Land Cruiser, or is it the same as the Tacoma? I have a video dropping tomorrow comparing the 4Runner to the Tacoma, and unfortunately, it is the exact same as the Tacoma. Cripple Creek, how's it going, man? Says, hope you had a great time at Expo. Expo was a lot of fun. Definitely worth going up. It was a long drive for sure to get up there and back. The Tacoma was in GFC's booth, which actually went over really well, and some of the modifications that I did to it, people were really enjoying, like the BAM beds, and also I did a gap shield by Ecological. A lot of people were enjoying it. So the booth that we were in, it was kind of like, you know, just us owners of a GFC. The company wasn't really there, but we were trying to answer all the questions to the best of our ability and everything for them. So that also led to me not really walking around a whole lot and filming, but I was able to sneak away and go talk to some companies and everything out there, which was really cool. And we also used the Jackery, which was an ad in the last video, 2 videos ago and stuff. And dude, I was actually really surprised by that, and it was awesome because a ton of you guys said, hey, John, like, use Jackery, you'll like it. Well, after this weekend, especially with that one, it worked really, really well. And I had it plugged into the solar panel, and as of right now, 4 days later, with the solar panel, doing my fridge at night and during the kind of overcasting stuff, that Jackery has 20% battery for 4 days. Powering a fridge, powering my phone, powering electronics was awesome. Greg is coming in from Santa Fe, New Mexico. Beautiful there. Hello. Sam says, John, what's up? Hope you had a great time at Expo. It was pretty good. Alejandro says, I want to meet you. maybe one day at an event, the next big off-road event, well, I'm going to be at SEMA, but the next big off-road event will probably be a Save Expo in Florida. Where I'm at, Jacob, in Florida, we are good right now, so I am having everyone in my thoughts for Central Florida. We are up here in the Panhandle, and if you look at the radar maps and everything, I don't even know if we're going to get rain, honestly, where we're at. It's kind of crazy up here to not get that stuff with how big the storm is. It's kind of wild that there's parts of Florida that aren't going to get it. We really didn't even get that much with Helene. We had a couple branches down and some pine needles to pick up. It was just mostly wind where we were, but no real rain or anything like that. Cripple Creek says, what's something that surprised you at Expo? So again, I didn't walk a whole lot to see a whole bunch of innovative stuff. Even though my truck was at the GFC booth, SmartCap came out with their bed cap for the 24 Tacoma. Very cool. It has a whole bunch of different cubbies and all this other stuff for it. So it's pretty rad, but it is heavy. But mainly the thing that blows me away every single year is just the ginormous trucks, like the big, huge trucks that are essentially off-road motorhomes for over like $500,000. Those things are just, if you have the means to afford one, good for you. I'm not jealous. It's just for me, if you're going to like off-road and be one with nature, I don't see how a $500,000 driving hotel like does that for you. Maybe they're just doing it to like get out and explore, to physically see the scenery, and they have everything that they want also, but like they're just so crazy. They're so crazy. What do you think will be different with the 25 Tacoma, if anything? I've heard rumblings that there will be a few minor changes here and there that some people may think are worth waiting for. I don't know. So, well, I do know. But as of right now, maybe like a different package, some kind of color options maybe, and maybe some tweaks here and there with the interior. So not like a full-on refresh or stuff like that. I think if you can get a good deal on a 2024, it may still be worth it over a 25. But hopefully we can get legit information on a 25 Tacoma here pretty soon. So for everyone jumping in to the live stream, keep in mind you don't need a spam or anything like that in the comments. I will eventually get to your comments. If you do want to jump up to the very top like Toyota Jeff did, you guys can donate. You do not have to donate at all. I truly appreciate it, but honestly, money can go somewhere else to helping victims from the hurricane and everything like that. But if you have $1 and you want to go up to the top, definitely do that. That's totally fine. If not, I will get to your question eventually. Midnight Jedi, what's up? How's it going? Says, was waiting on the new 4Runner, but jumped on a killer deal on a Toyota Crown Platinum. Two completely different vehicles, but congrats. Toyota Jeff loves his Crown Platinum. For sure. It is a good-looking car. Well, it's a weird-looking car, but it's weirdly also a good-looking car. It sits up nice and high. The Platinum with the Hybrid Max, I mean, it's a fast car for sure for how heavy it is. Aaron says, really want to get a 25 Tundra Pro and mud bath, but skeptical about these recalls. So 25 should not be affected. If 25 has some engine failures, if we start getting reports on them, it's going to be... I'm going to have to choose my words wisely when I make a video, but long story short, at the end of the video, it'll just be stay away from the Tundra. I mean, honestly, like, they've had years to figure it out, but if we see a 25 fail, that to me is one of, if not the final nail in the Tundra's coffin. So if you have a lead on a 25 Tundra right now, TRD Pro, I would still go with it just because the Tundra TRD Pro will still hold its value better than other models of the Tundra. But I really think that 25 should be safe. I feel like Toyota was really able to fix the manufacturing process and everything, find out where that debris was coming from. But, I mean, if we do have a 25 that fails, that's not going to be good at all. But just keep in mind, it's a recall, right? It'll be fixed under warranty. If you really like the truck, you'll like the truck. And not only that, but still, just a very, very, very few number of trucks actually have been affected based on how many are built. They're just doing the recall because it's a safety issue, and they can't pinpoint exactly what VINs it is with that. But still, as of right now, hybrids are not affected because they do have that extra mode of transportation. If your engine is to fail, the electronic motors should bring you and coast you to safety. Alex says, hey John, let's get some sound clips of that new intake soon. That will be a video this week. Don't you worry, guys. Sounds pretty rad. It's basically like the Trailhunter, but just a tad bit more tame. And of course, after I put that one in, AFE, who's been a sponsor on the channel before, just with product, not with money, but totally still super thankful for them because it's made good content. They emailed me like today. They're like, hey John, our intake is ready. We want you to try to have it. It's like, I just put one in the truck. I was waiting so long for you guys. But maybe it'll be, I feel like their intake will be a little bit calmer than the Sixth Element one. So maybe it'll be cool to see the differences in throttle response, if any at all, and just how loud an intake is versus the other one. So maybe that will lead for a good comparison video. But I'll definitely get my video out about the Sixth Element engineering one, and then I will have most likely an AFE one following it in a couple weeks or so, just to give people options, you know. Have the money to get a 24 Tacoma, but debating on waiting for a 25. At this point, if you can't get like a super, super, super screaming deal on the 24 Tacoma, just wait till 25. It'll be better for resale value like in the future. Not that the 24s will tank. Tacomas typically have good residual value, but still it's a 25. We're not sure exactly what tweaks they're all going to have for the new Tacoma for 25, but you know, it'll be newer basically than the 24 with some things here and there. Tenya, how's it going? Thank you so much for commenting all the time on the Facebook post. Says, Matey, you take care. Let us know if you need backup or how we can affect or help you after the storm. I will be totally fine where I'm at right now, but we will keep eyes on it and everything in the future for sure afterwards, like the aftermath for everything down in Tampa. But I will let you guys know about all that. But me, physically, for myself, I am totally fine up here. I'm honestly going to be surprised if we even get any rain. Frank, how's it going, sir? Says, greetings from Garden Grove, California. Getting shocks installed at the King factory. That GX is going to look awesome, sir. Super, super excited for you. Let us know in next week's live stream how that actually... I will not do next week's live stream because I will be in California for a buddy's wedding. So this is the live stream, I guess, for just this week, and we will miss next week unless we do it on Monday. But we will be ready to. We'll probably be getting ready to go to California and everything. So this may be a live stream here, and then we'll have another live stream the week after next. But yeah, excited for you, man. That's awesome. John, how's it going? Says, I'm from Punta Gorda, lost all I have from the surge from the last one, and now we're getting 12 more feet. Yeah, it's kind of crazy because Helene wasn't like a direct hit on Florida, right? It was just picking up a lot of that water. Well, it was a direct hit in the Big Bend, but not like the Punta Gorda and all that stuff area. But it's just so crazy. Like, it's so crazy right now with the amount of storm surge and everything, and back to back like that. I mean, in Tampa, it's horrible, and I'm sure it's the same in your area too. But like the storm surge came up, there's a bunch of debris and everything all over the place right now, and like the waste management companies haven't been able to pick up all the debris with a lot of those closer cities closer to the water, and now those are effectively projectiles at 100 and whatever plus miles an hour this freaking thing's gonna land at. So very crazy. Stay safe with this one, John. Hopefully you have been able to make it up north a little bit more or something, man. That's just freaking, I mean, it's what we risk, right, living in this hurricane state, but for it to actually happen is just so crappy. Ah, man. Four-wheel drive is life, says, good evening, John. I missed you on the Overland Expo probably by like 30 minutes. Would have asked for a picture together. Dang, man, that stinks. Yeah, I posted on Instagram. I guess I should have posted over here on the YouTube community tab too what booth I was in. But I was able to meet quite a bit of people out there, which was really cool. So I posted over on Instagram and on Facebook what booth I was going to be in for GFC. But, you know, I was here and there out of the booth and stuff. Jimmy, how's it going, man? Hope you're doing well. Mr. Nice Guy says, now that you've seen both multiple times, 4Runner or Land Cruiser? Very, very good question, Mr. Nice Guy. So I'm going to answer this kind of in two ways. For just a unique vehicle and being different and just it being its own, I would lean towards Land Cruiser. But I think now I'm actually going to pick the 4Runner just for the simple fact that it will most likely drive a little bit peppier than the Land Cruiser. Because I was talking with Brandon Walsh, who drives trophy trucks and everything like that. He drives the Toyota vehicles and whatnot too. So like he said to me, and I agree with him, that the Tacoma is a bit more peppier than the Land Cruiser, even though the Land Cruiser runs on premium. It's the same engine and stuff, but the Land Cruiser is tuned a little bit. And I noticed this, but I didn't really like register in my mind until he said it. But the Tacoma is a bit peppier, not more rowdy, but just like, hey, here's the power, here you go. The Land Cruiser is just a little bit more refined, you know. I don't know. I don't know if it's trying to be like that hybrid between luxury and not, or just trying to be a little bit more graceful on the road or something. And I love the interior of the Tacoma too. Even though, you know, I said that, hey, I hate that Toyota made the 4Runner and the Tacoma's interiors the exact same. Marcus from Toyota, when he was doing the fireside chat with everyone at Overland Expo, said that their focus on this 4Runner with some of the design cues and everything was to bring it back towards like the second generation of 4Runner, which I had a second generation 4Runner. So, you know, with the rear window that kind of like wraps over the back and everything. And then he said, also with that, we made it just like the pickup. So just like the Tacoma, they're going to share similar attributes. And I never thought of it that way. I still not a fan that they're the exact same, right? But the second gen 4Runner and the Toyota pickup up until 1995, and the pickup may have gone until 96, I'm not sure. But they had the same interior. They had the same seats, they had the same dashboard, they had pretty much to a T the same interior. So after he said that, and you know, being in my Tacoma in the driver's seat for 28 hours, driving from Florida up to Virginia and then back, I really, really do like that interior, the whole layout, just the feel of it and everything. So if the powertrain is a mix between the rowdiness of the Tacoma, like the peppiness of it, and being refined like the Land Cruiser, and it's built honestly as good as my Tacoma, but built better because it's, you know, in Japan, then I really think that I would have to pick the 4Runner, honestly. And I was telling some of the Toyota execs, they were asking how it's my Land Cruiser, you know, compared to my Tacoma and everything, and what do I think? And I was straight up honest with them. I was like, I'm having more issues with my Land Cruiser that's built in Japan, that Toyota says is supposed to be reliable, rock steady, all this stuff, than I am my Tacoma. So I am going to make a video about that. But yeah, guys, we are about 12 minutes behind. So if you sent a message, I will get to it. I appreciate it. I see Joms TV Media in here saying a couple things, says love your channel. Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. And we will get back to some of the questions. Where did I leave off? KC? It says, I have a 2016 SR5, a 4Runner. It has about 100,000 miles. Holy crap, that is not even broken in. Should I trade for a 25 or keep it? I would say it would depend on how much they're going to give you for your trade. You may be better off selling that thing private party and then using that money to buy the new one. But the fourth gen, or no, that's a fifth gen. What the heck am I freaking talking about? That's super low miles. I would probably sell that private party unless the tax benefits and also the trade-in value pretty much equal private party. But here's the thing, 2016 SR5 Premium, pretty cool, but it's not like a Tier D off-road. It'll still be worth something, right? 100,000 miles, that's not that much. That's really awesome. But I would try the new 4Runner because you're either going to like it and you'll be totally fine, or you're not going to like it and you could go back into a 24 4Runner, right, with probably not losing that much money, because I see the 6th gens holding their value for a little bit, unless they start to have some issues, right? But hopefully they don't. Ephraim, how's it going, man? Says best channel, my man. Appreciate it. Thank you so freaking much. Omar says, what Highlander Platinum or Palisade calligraphy for a luxurious interior? That's going to be Palisade all the way. Hyundai's interiors are pretty crazy compared to Toyota's. So if you're looking at it just for the luxuriousness of it, I would do the Hyundai, honestly, all the way. But in terms, again, of resale value, reliability and stuff, because I know those Palisades have had their recalls and stuff as well, good fair share of them, actually, then I would go with the Toyota. But if you're only looking for luxury, then I would go with that Hyundai for sure. Ephraim says, will you be posting a video about the Expo? So I'll have kind of like a somewhat maybe recap video, I guess, of it. But honestly, guys, I didn't really record a whole lot at the Expo like I did at Expo West. I was at the booth a little bit longer than I had wanted to, but it's totally fine, you know, talking to people about the GFC topper. It's the least I could do for GFC, you know, hooking me up with a very expensive product. So I was at the booth probably, I would say, like 70% of the show. I was at the booth talking with potential future GFC customers and everything like that. And then when I did walk around, I was talking with companies about product and everything to hopefully get onto the channel to showcase for you guys. So there wasn't a whole lot of actual like vlogginess, honestly, for the event. So I knew going into it that I may or may not get the most content possible. And the very little content that I did, I guess I'm just going to keep it for myself because it really wouldn't make that good of a video. If anything, I may just tie it into the video I have coming for you guys about getting the Tacoma ready for Expo. And maybe with that, when I showcase the products that I put onto it, I'll kind of talk about Expo a little bit and then have B-roll from the event. And maybe that will be the Overland Expo video for you guys. Tenya says, I met with a young dude from California in San Diego, bone stock Tacoma with canopy, some Firestone tires. I welcome him with Tim's in Canada. He's 22 and badass. That's pretty cool. That's what I like about the community too, is everyone, you know, meeting each other and having a good time. And that's very apparent at the Overland Expo too. You know, just strangers coming up to you. I had the awning on the Tacoma from Ironman 4x4. It was hot on Saturday. I came back to my truck and like 10 people are standing under it and they're like, oh, sorry. I'm like, I don't care. You guys are out of the sun. And then you start talking with people. So that is what I like about this off-road community and just like people in general, right? We need to get back to talking with people, helping people out, just doing more, you know, not what like COVID's done, you know, they try to ruin us. And some people it did affect a little bit more, right, by being like a hermit. But we just need to get back to just talking with people, putting the phones down. I appreciate you guys listening to this and everything. But, you know, if you get sick of me talking, like, put the phone away. Go hang out with the family, the dog, whatever. Go for a walk or something like that. I was a little bit down today, you know, because I had a whole bunch, like, came home. The dent repair guy, which you guys don't really know about on YouTube, but the Tacoma got a dent in it during the Expo. So I had a dent guy come and fix that. And then he also did PDR stuff on the 4Runner. Outlaw dent repair, if you guys are in Northwest Florida. Josh did a freaking amazing job. Like, I could not thank him enough. So that didn't like throw a wrench in my day, but it's just kind of something that took up my day, and then I still have so much crap to do here that I was a little bit down. But now talking with you guys, getting some more productive stuff done, I'm feeling a lot better. But yeah, we just need to get back to that, just everyone talking with each other and hanging out and just having a good time. T-Dog, what's up, man? How's it going? Says, hey, John, fellow West Texas native here, just purchased a 25 3-inch factory lift, limited non-hybrid in Terra. So sick. Has the new bearing setup and the air conditioner blows snowballs. That is so good to hear. Awesome. I have been seeing that about 25s, is that a lot of people's air conditioning, they're saying that it's been really good. So that is awesome to hear. Congrats on the new truck. And Willito, jumping up to the freaking top. Thank you so much, man. Says, John, I've been lost. Busy with the kiddos' life. How's your Land Cruiser paint quality? Any rock chips? My Land Cruiser paint job ain't that good. We both have Heritage Blue. Honestly, man, it's been pretty good so far. I do have the PPF like up front on this, so knock on the Land Cruiser, no rock chips to my knowledge yet. And Chris, my detailer, he's been just professionally detailing it for me whenever it's been time. So I haven't noticed anything bad on it. I can tell that this paint is a little bit thin, so I am sure that it will scratch easily if, it's presented with that situation to scratch. But all good, man. Like I've been saying, I do this YouTube for a hobby, so if you guys miss videos or you miss a live stream, bro, it is totally fine. So if you're spending time with the kids and life, it don't matter. It is all good. That is way more important than me just rambling in my garage, right? I appreciate the 85 people, 86 people in here right now. I truly, truly do. But, life is important. So definitely go and enjoy that if you need to. But, bro, thank you so much for the $10 donation. I truly, truly appreciate it. Was there any good information? Oops, hold on. Well, I'll get Daniel's first, but I did miss a couple messages up top. Daniel says, was there any good information shared at Toyota's fireside chat at the Expo? I'm bummed I missed it Friday night. Not a whole bunch that, we didn't really know. That tidbit that I just said earlier about the 4Runner really being resemblance to the second gen, and that's why it shares some good bits with the Tacoma. A lot of people, of course, ask, where's the V8 and stuff, and where's a diesel and everything, So there wasn't really that many insane nuggets. Some people did ask about the FJ Cruiser, if we were going to get an FJ Cruiser again. And Toyota deflected it in a way that it's a very unique vehicle. And I honestly didn't really like this answer, but it was deflected in a way of all right, raise your hands who wants an FJ Cruiser. And freaking poof, everyone raised their hand. And then they're like, okay, now when it comes down to it, would you truly buy one? And a lot of people, of course, kept their hands up. But Toyota's thing was they for such the small market that the FJ was, right? But in 2014 when they killed it, the boom of off-road took off after that. So their timing for it just wasn't good at all. But they're saying, hey, we would have to do millions and millions and millions of dollars in R&D for an FJ Cruiser. And we're I get that. I don't get it at the same time, because the platform of the 6th Gen 4Runner, the platform of the Land Cruiser, the platform of the GX, the platform of frickin' the Tacoma is already done. I get that there's some minor things here and there and everything, right? And you have to really make sure that everything's cohesive with it. But really, it's just a new body and an interior at that point. That's how I see it. So I didn't really care for the answer, but Toyota did have some good answers out there. The Stout came up in a question. I have a good feeling that that's coming based off what Marcus said. He's like, hey, we see the demand for something. We're taking a look at the market and determining basically what it needs. So he didn't say no. The FJ was kind of shot down as no, but when someone asked about the Stout, it definitely wasn't a no. So I see that coming for sure. And Willito, again, jumping back up, says, can we have your detailer paint correct contact info for sure. If you go on to my YouTube and you look at the Tacoma video, I have Chris's information all up in there. But it is ADA Northwest Florida, ADA NWFL Detailing. I follow him on Instagram and everything too. So he is mainly up here, up in the Panhandle area. So I'm not sure if he has contacts or anything down where you're at. Because I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, you're down near, down in southern Florida on the Atlantic side, right? So yeah, but if you're ever up in this area, I'm sure that he would do a good job. He's a hustler, man. He's a hustler for sure. All right, I think I'm here. Maybe it was Austin or Justin. It was Justin. All right. Again, we are a little bit behind on messages. All right, we're gonna rifle through some messages because I guess this is 20 minutes. So 20 minutes time-wise, but I am caught up. There's not like a whole bunch of messages, so we're totally fine. So Justin, I do hope that you're still in here. Again, guys, I try to go through every single question that you guys do. And give you more than just a quick, kind of half-ass answer. So I appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day. And so I try to give you guys the best questions possible, or answers to your questions possible. Justin says, hey, John, love the channel. I've been between getting a 5th Gen 4Runner TRD Pro or a 6th Gen Trailhunter. Pluses and minuses of each. Also, I'm nervous about the hybrid Turbo 4. So the pluses of the hybrid Turbo 4 is going to be gas mileage, freaking power out of that, and just how good it drives. Cons or pros for the 4Runner, the 5th Gen TRD Pro, it's going to hold its value, like really, really good. It's freaking bulletproof. It's had 20 years plus with that powertrain to make itself as reliable as possible. And it's just a tank, man. It is an absolute tank. Cons for the 5th Gen 4Runner, it's old, drives like a dog. The power is significantly less than the 6th Gen. The gas mileage isn't the best. But aside from that, there's no real cons, I guess, to it, except for, the main known stuff. Cons for the 6th Gen 4Runner is just going to be, it needs to prove itself. It needs to prove itself. But when I say that, though, I mean, I know we're in a different time of the world, right, which is a BS excuse. But no 4Runner in the past has been truly unreliable, right? So 6th Gen just needs to prove itself. And everything like that. Another con is going to be price. It'll be expensive compared to a 5th Gen. So especially the Trailhunter, you're looking at, probably a $66,000 4Runner, whereas the TRD Pro is going to cost you $55,000. So a swing of about 10 to 14 grand maybe, right? For the brand new one versus the outgoing. So I personally think that if you're on the fence, you could do both. In regards to getting a TRD Pro, living with it for a couple years. If you feel the desire to still upgrade from there, totally can. You could get out of that TRD Pro, not lose a whole lot of value, honestly, because I really feel that the 4Runner TRD Pros will be one of those for the 5th Gen that truly does hold its value in the next 3 years, with this new one just kind of establishing itself. And then after that, roll it into a 6th Gen after it's had some time on the market to work out some quirks and everything. Personally, that's what, I would do if I didn't have the YouTube channel because I bought this first. I did not have the YouTube channel when I bought that 4Runner, right? The 4Runner made the YouTube channel. So if I still just had that 4Runner, it was paid off, and the new one is a little bit enticing and everything, I'd probably still keep it and just figure out the market and everything for them, because this 4Runner is worth pretty much still what I paid for it. The boom of COVID made it worth more than what I paid for it, but now it's probably come down to about what I paid for it. I still do truly think that someone would give me 40 to 45 for that 4Runner as it sits, honestly, and I paid about 43-ish, 42 to 43 for it. So that's pretty crazy. And I may be off. Someone tell me in the comments, yo, John, you're stupid. It ain't worth that much. But it's kind of crazy that it's almost an 8-year-old vehicle. I really, honestly haven't lost a dime on it. John says, shout out from the Philippines. Dude, so cool. So cool. Thank you so much for joining in. We're going to rapid fire just a couple to get through and get a little bit caught up instead of being 22 minutes behind, because I hate it like if Austin ain't in here right now, but you know, some people still may like the answer. Austin says, installed last fit switchbacks on my 24 Tacoma because of you. They are sick. Bro, the all white look is so cool on it, you know, without the ambers. I think that it looks really good, and I'm glad that you like them, man. Kaya says, hey John, love the channel, thank you. I have a 24 TRD Pro and Morphlate. Any way to hook up 12 volt power without lifting the back, 24 TRD Pro Tacoma, without lifting the back seat to access the battery. If you look in the hood, there may be standoffs in there. I would look in your owner's manual, because I believe there may be a positive and a negative standoff in the engine bay. I would definitely look. I don't know off the top of my head, but there should be a positive and a negative standoff inside your engine bay. And yeah, I know you're not going to look at that while we're in here, but I would definitely look for that. I need to look in my Land Cruiser actually to see how to properly, like, I guess, jump start it if it ever needed to be jump started. Is any new Toyota worth the money? Nothing is worth the money these days, right? But the prices are the prices. We, the consumers, dictate the prices. Tundras are sitting on the lot. Prices come down. So, I mean, it all depends on what you think worth is. You know, to some people that just need a basic truck, $50,000 isn't worth it at all, right? But for someone that wants a nice truck because it's for their business and they want it to represent them in a great way and they have the means to afford it, then yeah, it's worth it for someone. It's worth it for someone to potentially write that vehicle off if they do it freaking properly, which I'm learning now. But like, it's potentially worth it for someone if they can write off $80,000 and they're able to do that, right? So it just all depends on the person's circumstances, honestly. If you have a good old running Toyota and you don't need a new one, then no, it ain't worth it, right? But if you need a new truck and you're looking to get a new one, to me, it drives better than the last one. It's better in fuel economy wise. The interior's nicer in my opinion, even though it may have a little bit more plastic. I think this interior is better than my third gen. I've had 2 third gens before this. Even on my Tundra, right? As much as issues that I've had with my third gen Tundra, compared to that old blue TRD Pro out there, and maybe it's just because I got such an old one, but like the interior of the third gen Tundra is better than that old one out there with the type of materials, the layout of the interior. It's not as clunky and as big, right? So just all depends for these new vehicles. JW says, I like the 4Runner design better as well. Good. Yeah, I mean, it's growing on me. The front still isn't growing on me, but it's good. Brandon, I will be all good with the storms up here, keeping everyone, though, in our thoughts for that destruction that unfortunately is about to happen. I hope that it just truly does weaken, but as of right now, it shows no signs of it. Yeah, the olds are classic for sure. They're great classics. Fun fact, like looking at the double mustache of the new 4Runner, I'm gonna show you guys something. So the double mustache, right, of the new 4Runner is is pretty apparent. And I don't know whose 4Runner this is. It's a super clean third gen. It looks pretty good. Oh, it's on Victory 4x4. But check this out, guys. You know, we don't typically show stuff that often on the live streams just because it's me like BSing with you guys. But let's look at this. So I'm going to share my screen, show you guys this one. Can you guys see it? You guys can. So this is just hilarious, right? Oh, pop up. I don't want that. Excuse me. Look at this double mustache. Look at it. We got mustache here. This is... Hold up. This is a freaking triple mustache. So we got one up here, and then one right here. So the third gen had a triple mustache, and people are talking about the double mustache. Now, in all fairness, man, this isn't as crazy as the new one, but I mean, it's a triple mustache. So even a 2013 4Runner right? 2013 4Runner. Even this one, this is how I feel that the new one's gonna be. So even this one had just that kind of double mustache as well. It had it up here, and then I guess you would call this like a goatee, right? So I mean, it's been there for, oops, hold on, I'm not even showing you guys the right one. Am I? Oh, it opened up in another tab, my bad. But you guys can see it right here. It has like this double mustache thing going on right up here, right down here. I guess more of like a little goatee, but still, like that double grill look seems to be a thing for the 4Runner. So yeah. All right, gonna burn through a couple more questions real quick. Charles says, random question, but need your opinion. Looking at getting a Land Cruiser, should I use 94 or 97 and go full rebuild or just buy new? You could save a lot of money with a full rebuild, potentially. Go use 94 to 97. I don't know. Like, that would be, what, 100 series, I think, at that point, or an 80 series. What's a 97 Land Cruiser? Is that a 100 series? Oh, that's a, yeah, 80 series, I think. I mean, that one's nice, especially with the 6-liter that it has. But I've seen them pretty cheap. You would definitely save a bit more money than a new one for sure. All right, gonna rifle through some stuff, guys, because we are 27 minutes behind. Which I don't usually get that far behind. Even though we're not numbers of questions behind, I do want to catch up. Eric says, hey, John, might want to wait until after Milton before pulling the trigger on a spot before Tampa. For sure. Everything is closed right now, essentially. Milton's going to be here, I think, tonight into tomorrow. I think it with where the storm is coming. So it's going to be bad for sure, but you can't do insurance policies or anything like that right now in Florida because of a hurricane coming. Real estate agents, they're not gonna show you property right now with it. I think we're just gonna wait till the end of hurricane season. Actually, at this point, it's been kind of crazy the last couple weeks or so in that Tampa area. So hope that everyone's been fine and everyone will be good with this storm. I truly hope that there's no casualties and people aren't stupid. I hope that a lot of people left. And property is replaceable. And the blessing of that is if there is damage in something of properties, then maybe we get a discount and are able to help out owners that just want to sell their property. Maybe that's a way that we'll pivot to moving down to that area. But definitely going to hold off for right now, for sure. Wani says, hey, John, do you care to talk politics? I am down for anything in this live stream. Even though we are a little bit behind, I will touch on this because I feel like it's something that we've been scared to talk about forever, which was honestly like instilled in our minds. Oh, don't talk politics, don't talk this, don't talk that. Why? It's our lives. It controls our lives. It doesn't control our lives, but it impacts our lives in certain ways, right? And I feel that people not talking politics is thoughtfully. Right? You can't just disagree with someone, yell at them, and walk away. Like, we have to be able to talk to each other about stuff, right? Hear other people's opinions. So if you have a different opinion than me, hopefully you respect it, and you could see some insight of that as well. And if you have a different opinion too, maybe I could see some insight as to why you think that way. I have some friends on my personal Facebook and everything that post some stuff, and I say, hey, why do you think this way? What about this stat? And they're like, oh, I didn't know about that. Thanks for letting me know. When you are able to talk politics like that, that is good. If I said that to someone and they're like, no, you're a freaking loser. No, never. That's not the way you talk about politics. But I'm curious to hear your election result prediction. This may be unpopular. Maybe I'll see the spike go down here. We'll see. But if it is fair, I truly think that Trump will win. The rally behind him right now is absolutely insane. He just went back to Butler, Pennsylvania. That crowd was massive. All the videos that you see of people in the streets asking people who they're going to vote for, who do you hope that wins? Over 90% of the time, people say Trump. 90% of the time, people say Trump. The polls are looking better for him right now as well. And not only that, but just look at social media too. Every single post he does, every single post his team does, just gets tons and tons of interaction over Kamala. He's doing a ton of interviews and stuff. He's doing stuff with Bryson DeChambeau, like playing golf with him. Bro, that's a good channel, by the way. Bryson DeChambeau, Break 50, everything like that. I mean, him and Trump shot 50. There ain't no way when Biden was talking to him in that presidential debate that Biden would beat him. There ain't no way. So I just think that, honestly, if it is a fair election, I truly do think that a ton of steam is behind him right now. And Kamala actually did just do a interview as well on The View, which I don't know if she realized what she said, but she basically admitted that she wouldn't have changed anything in the last 3.5 years, and that it's on her as well. So I don't know. We'll see, man. I know who I'm voting for. If you're voting a different way, I think you guys could tell. But like, if you're voting a different way, just research. Figure out, like, do I really want to vote for this person? Figure out their policies and stuff. Is your life better now than it was before, or whatever? And that's kind of a BS thing to say too. I didn't like it when Trump said that, just because, like, personally, my life is better, but it's because I chose for my life to be better. But like, if he had 4 more years, like, how much further would I have been, So just whatever way you guys go for politics, no matter what, just vote. Just vote, right? If it's for Kamala, if it's for Trump, whatever you do, just vote. Don't sit in your state like me in Florida and think like, oh, Trump's going to win, I don't need to vote, right? Or sit in your state in California and say, oh, Kamala's going to win, I don't need to vote. Like, just vote. Go out and vote. It's your due diligence as an American citizen. And I think now is more important than ever for us to keep our mind on, or our eyes on politics. So, yeah, we do talk politics here, guys, if you guys want, but in an educated way, not like a way to shut people down and talk crap on everyone else. TRD Addict says, just joined the live stream. Sorry, man, that it's been about 20 minutes since you posted this. Says, do you know when the 6th Gen 4Runner will be on sale? If I had to go with my gut, it would be February, March. I know it's super far away, but I got some information that unfortunately I can't tell you guys everything about. But if release of vehicles comes out the way that it has after our drive events, I'm going to say February, March timeframe, which unfortunately is pretty far. Tenya says, to keep your 2nd Gen Tundra 1,000,000 miles. I definitely do plan to keep this thing for a while. We will see, but it is one of those vehicles that I want to just keep in my collection. Typically later in the year, November plus for 2024 models for sure. But with this brand new 25 coming, I don't know. Justin was still there. Perfect. Tyler says, any ideas on 25 Tacomas? Hitting the lots should be around November, December as well. Hopefully we get more information about it. And I do see you guys talking in about the politics real quick. So I will rapid fire and try to get up to that just so I am current. Full Send Off-Road says, what do you think if Toyota made a single cab? That would be crazy. That'd be crazy if they did that, right? A turbo 4.6. That would be wild. I wish that Toyota would make just a rowdy car, but I don't know. Thoughtful answer. Jump in the money between Tacoma Pros and Trailhunter Pros was pretty steep. I think that the jump for the 4Runner will be about the same. I think, honestly, that the 4Runner TRD Pro will be the same as the Tacoma. It used to be more. Maybe it'll be a tad less because it doesn't have like all the ARB stuff or other features. Like the TRD Pro Tacoma has the seats. It has the hydraulic bump stops in the back. It has the ARB bumper, which the 4Runner doesn't have. So maybe the 4Runner will be about the same price since it's, an SUV. How reliable do you think the 4th Gen Taco and 6th Gen 4Runner are going to be? They have a big shoes to fill with the last ones, but hopefully they were going to be just as reliable, right? The 5th Gen, 4th Gen, 3rd Gen, 2nd Gen, 1st Gen, all of them were reliable. So for Toyota to just throw that out the door on the 6th Gen, that just doesn't make sense to me. But they do have to prove themselves. Matt says, which Jackery were you using this weekend? I was using that 100, the Explorer 100 that I showcased for you guys in the ad, the integrated ad during the Land Cruiser towing event. So, I mean, I used that with the solar panel plugged into my Iceco fridge for 4 days. And at the end of it, the last day when I put everything back into the truck, that Jackery was reading 20% battery, which was really, really awesome. I also checked out Panama Off-Road Expo and got some good footage. So many dope vehicles. Dude, it's kind of crazy, man. Like all the vehicles and stuff that come out there, and everyone's builds are unique, and I like it. All right, getting caught up. We're about 10 minutes behind. Josh says, should I get 2-inch front lift coils and lift coils shocks or Bilstein Ullman Emu for my 2015 TRD Sport Taco? Honestly, Bilstein or Ullman Emu nitro chargers are super good. So I would definitely go towards those, especially because your truck's about 9 years old now, depending on how many miles are on it. I would just get some fresh shocks under it, especially if your truck is getting close to like 100,000 miles. The Ullman Emu, the nitro chargers, and the Bilstein 5100 kit is pretty good, unless you're saying Bilstein with Ullman Emu springs. But either way, both of those are super, super good. If you go over to Yoda Mafia, they have an RTR kit, which is fully assembled and everything for Bilstein 5100s. I think that would be pretty good. And if you call them and you tell them, you know, like all the weight on your truck and everything, then you should be able to, they should be able to get you dialed with the proper setup. And Willito, again, brother, man, I missed you. But thank you so much. Says, jumping up straight to the top, says, so does that mean that 5th Gen 4Runner will still be available arriving at dealerships until like January 25? So that is very, very... that's a very good question, and I may have to ask that for you guys and see if I can get a proper answer. But I feel like there's a stop and a cutoff of how long they're going to be making these 4Runners for. So I will ask that actually for you guys and maybe make like a short form video for that. I was looking for a pen. It's right here. I always put it in here. I'm going to write it on the back of this. So ask 5th Gen cutoff. Because that was a question that some people, Jesus, nice grammar, John, that some people asked in the fireside chat, and some people said, like, pick up your 4Runners because they're about to, like, be gone. So that's what Marcus said, so I'm not sure when, but if it's going to be, you know, next year, I'm just not sure, not legally, but, like, when they have to stop making the other one for the model year of 25. If that makes sense. All right, need to catch back up. Traveling Ham says, missed this year's event, on the road now. Good evening from Georgia. Left Florida yesterday, picked up in South Carolina tomorrow. Morning, going to Sparks, Reno, Nevada. Travel safe, man. Yeah, on the roadways and everything, just travel safe. Hope everything is good in Florida if you do have residency here. Hope everything will stay safe while you're on the road. Danny says, great way to put it. Roman says, Trump 2024. This is, you know, kind of another thing too, right? And it may just be my audience, maybe. I don't know. But, like, you know, it's all what people want to do. And Erica already voted. That is a nice thing too, guys, is early voting does really help as well for polls and stuff. And again, just make sure you guys are voting for whatever way you want to vote, right? But do your research and just make sure you vote. I'm going to have to vote early too because I'm going to be in SEMA in Las Vegas. So I don't want to miss out on the chance of voting as well. So I actually think I have to do that this week or next week. I need to see again for where I live in Florida about early voting. There's also some other things in Florida too. So it's not just the presidential stuff too. Make sure that you guys also are looking at your local states' new laws that they may be trying to put in effect or new amendments to things, right? So we have quite a few things going on for our Florida ballot, like the legalization of marijuana, how that's going to deal for our stuff. There's another one too that would allow everyday candidates like me to utilize other candidates' taxes for funding for themselves to run for office, which I'm going to vote no for. Not that I don't want other people to have the opportunity. I just see other people taking advantage of that. Like, oh, I want to run for office and take people's tax money. I don't want that. So just make sure it's not just the presidency, right? Make sure you guys are really researching everything and how it's going to affect you before you go to the ballot box. And I'm sorry I'm butchering this name. I'm not going to try it. Hell yeah, the media is not accurately portraying Trump support. Lots of support. And that's what I'm saying too, right? Like, that's why you said, who do I think will win? If everything is legit, I think he will, just because of all those factors that I said. You know, his Instagram posts getting tons and tons of likes. His every single interview that he's doing. You just read the comments on YouTube, and it's a ton of positive comments. Thousands and thousands of comments. It's people saying, like when he did that golfing thing with Bryson DeChambeau, people like, I didn't know that Trump was this nice. He's like calm. It's like, yeah, because this is a video of him golfing, bro. Not like him trying to, you know, tell people off because they're trying to construct some lie or something like that. So yeah, just be nice to people, have educated conversations with people, learn other people's way of thinking and to why. And a good rule of thumb too is that if someone is yelling at you trying to prove their point, they lost, right? Just calmly talk to people. Just calmly talk to people. That's all we can do, man. And hang out with people. Can't support what's going on with the government currently. It's crazy. And that's what I'm saying, man. We like we're in our own little worlds for too long. It's coming to bite us in the butt. But the right thing will come out of it, right? The right thing will come out of it. It's not just Toyota or just overturned. Yeah. So I saw this too with some stuff. Toyota pulling themselves out. Maybe they're just focusing on making cars instead of certain things. But yeah, people just focus on what the real problem is, you know? It's totally fine. Cripple Creek, appreciate you, man. Arham says, while I am Canadian, the upcoming U.S. election will determine the car market too. It could either mean we go towards more EVs or not. Very true. I do agree with this because it seems to be a big push for a lot of stuff. There is some conspiracy theories too, and it is just very convenient, unfortunately, about the hurricane in North Carolina as well. And I'm not saying that, like, you know, everything's a conspiracy theory. I'm just saying, like, we need to really, like, open up our minds to possibilities of stuff happening. Even all these hurricanes too, right? There's been plenty of documented videos of people talking about cloud seeding and how we have the technology to create storms and hurricanes and stuff. It was literally on the news. So I just, all I want people to do is just not have tunnel vision and just really think with an open mind in the next few years, no matter what. Eric says, John, what did you do in the United States Air Force? I was an aircraft avionics technician, or specialist. So basically everything that allowed the F-16 to fly, shoot, find its enemies and kill them, and communicate and make itself invisible, I basically did. So with the F-16, it was all integrated, so I had to basically do all of that stuff for the pilots. Whenever they would break the systems, shot wires, replace harnesses, replace boxes, troubleshooting, all of that stuff. So the video, that photo that I've posted in a video a couple of times with like the ad reads and stuff like that, that was actually an incentive flight, they call it, or a FAM flight, a familiarization flight, but it wasn't really to be familiarized with the F-16. It was more of a incentive flight. So when we were up in Fairbanks, Alaska, I actually got that flight while we were temporarily deployed up there for an exercise. So that was insane. I spent 2 to 2.5 hours in the F-16 up in the air, aerial refueling. Super cool. Got to do a couple barrel rolls and pull G's and all this stuff in it. I threw up like 5 times. It was really, really awesome. And just like what an amazing area to have that incentive flight in as well than Alaska, man. Like that's God's country up there, dude. It is so, so beautiful. It was absolutely awesome. Daniel says, any idea if the snorkel and ARB bumper will be available for other Tacoma trims? They will be. The Tacoma is from the top down, you can basically bring all those accessories down, right? The suspension, the hydraulic bump stops, the bumpers, the snorkels, the isodynamic seats probably. So the Tacoma's modular, and that's what Toyota says. From the top down, you could bring all that to a lower model of Tacoma if you really want. Asian guy from Trump, gotcha. Tons of different... we're all American, right? But like at the end of the day, you see all the different groups of Americans as well making their claim for certain candidates, for sure. Sean says, torn between trading in my NX 450 for a Land Cruiser. Taking the NX on rougher roads has not been ideal. But the idea of giving up the plug-in hybrid for a thirsty SUV, though, very different cars, I know. For sure. I see... Oh, that was also another question as well. Hybrid, like plug-in hybrid technology versus like full EVs at the fireside chat. Toyota is really leaning into the hybrids, eventually plug-in hybrids. So I see us having a plug-in hybrid Land Cruiser in the future. I see us having a plug-in hybrid Tacoma, Tundra, all that stuff. But it needs to get more than 20 miles, right? I don't feel like, because like the Jeep 4xe, not really worth it for the little bit of EV range that it gets. It would be nice if it's on par with the RAV4 and gets about 35, 40 to 50 miles of EV range. 4Runner for the win. Heck yeah. Justin says, just use your Relations Race Wheels discount code the other day. Thanks. Heck yeah, man. That is awesome. That is awesome. I hope to be getting some new Relations Race Wheels soon for the Land Cruiser, maybe at a plus 25 offset. These positive 12s, they just poke just a little too much. Willito, I figured, bro. I figured. Nitin says, do you get to see the 4Runner TRD Sport at Expo? I did not get to see the TRD Sport at Expo. Unfortunately, they only had the Trailhunter again, but I will hopefully be seeing the TRD Sport soon, and it will be before hopefully next year. We will see. I'm able to go to this event in it's called the SEMA Garage. Chloe actually covered it last year on her YouTube channel, and I'm making my way out there to Diamond Bar, California to cover it for you guys. But basically, manufacturers, companies, third-party accessory companies, aftermarket companies, I should say, are able to pull the 4Runner apart, right? Scan it, do all their engineering stuff, mock up suspension to it, mock up tires and everything to it as well. So I'm going to have myself go to that event, which will be pretty cool. And hopefully they have more than just a 4Runner, TRD Pro, Limited, and Trailhunter. So I'm really, really hoping that we're able to see that. Eric, jumping straight up to the top, man. Thank you so much, says John. Hope you're safe from the hurricane. I am where I'm at right now. So I'm going to be honestly surprised if we actually get rain for it, because let's see. When's this storm really supposed to be hitting now? Yeah, it's really starting to hit tomorrow. We are not getting any rain. It's going to be windy here tomorrow and Thursday, but we are not getting any rain. Oh my God. Next Wednesday, it's going to be down to 57 degrees here. I'm going to freaking freeze. That is crazy. Jeez. But Eric, we are going to be good here. I truly, truly appreciate that, man, and the donation. Thank you so much. We will keep an eye on our, fellow Americans and stuff like that, and all of our friends that we have and people that I know in the Central Florida area as well. If you guys watch Kirk Kreifels' channel, I messaged him the other day, hoping that he was back from Japan and stuff. Actually, I'm gonna message him. Oh shit, I have my phone out here. No, I'm going to message him, though, and see if he needs a place to stay. But, yeah, so I'll be good up here, Eric. Thank you so much, though, for the donation, man. I truly, truly, truly appreciate it. All right, let's catch him back up. Use that Relations Race Wheel discount code. That is pinned in the link tree, guys. I have the link tree pinned in the comment section for you guys if you guys want to look at discount codes and all that other stuff from companies that I use. Tesla will kill most car companies. Ford is getting smart with doing niche vehicles. We'll see how that plays out for them, honestly. We'll see. I agree with that, and that they want to. So they're doing niche vehicles to still bring business to their brand, which is why Toyota needs to make like a crazy vehicle, right? To get eyes back on your brand. But I am curious how long that will really last for Ford. It'll either be super, super good for them, or like unless people want a specialty car, like they're not going to have business, right? So we will see how that goes. I know that they just revealed the new Expedition and stuff, which was like really good. Like, talk about innovation and everything. Good job Ford on that freaking Expedition, right? But Tesla, they're definitely economy style cars, like just volume and stuff. But we have seen a big dip, a big dip of EVs and stuff. Kirk is in Naples, but I thought that he was gonna be on like that west end of the storm. How far down is Naples? Yeah, he'll be okay. There'll definitely be some wind and stuff like that, but he'll be okay. Yeah, Naples is a bit further down. All right, I'll let him be with his family and stuff. So that's okay. But yeah, so when you think of a hurricane, just because like it's going in a path like this, like the Helene that went this way, and yeah, the Radies are in Clearwater, right in the path. That is true. They're there as well. I don't have Joe's number to message him to see if they need to stay anywhere, but hopefully they got out of there or something. I don't know. When a hurricane is turning like this, like you guys see it turning, this side is worse because it's picking everything up and the wind is the most brutal there. And as it's coming back around, it's not as bad. But as it churns up, like that side is worse. So if you're, for this particular storm, when it makes landfall, if you're south of where it makes landfall, you're going to get the biggest, aside from the eye, making its just complete destructive path. Like south of these storms, or typically like the ones that just came up, Helene, if you were west of that storm, that's why Tampa got a shit ton of sand and water and flooding and all that, because it was just picking it up and dropping it, picking it up and dropping it. So for this storm, with it's a very rare path, 1 in 100 years is this the first time a storm is like this and come and hit Tampa. Now being on the south side of that storm is going to be worse. Even also TRD RAV4. I watch a lot of YouTubers down in that area, man. Like Cleus McFarlane, he's down there. Boosted Boys, they're down there. Tons of content creators are down in that area as well. Not just automotive, right? So hopefully everyone is either making sure they're really, really safe or got out of there. Do you have any information or pictures on the 6th Gen Off-Road Premium? Nothing. I don't even know if that one honestly exists yet. At that dealer meeting, there was only, that was pretty much all they had, is what I was told. So apparently those photos weren't even supposed to make their way out, but leave it to dealers to let stuff leak. But as of right now, to my knowledge, those are all the Forerunners that are in existence. Even the Trailhunter that I just saw yesterday was the same Trailhunter that I saw in January. It was in January? No, April. March? April. During the reveal of the Forerunner. Jacob says, do you like country music? I do enjoy country music. Everything from old country to good storytelling country. I even like some of the new poppy country. I wish, though, that they called it alternative country, just how they kind of called rock alternative, or rock and alternative rock, right? They have their subgenres of rock. So I just wish they would either just call it pop country or, alternative country or something like that. But I do enjoy country music. I like a lot of different music, but country is the type of music, I guess, that I would listen to on default. But I do like a lot of different music. Really, the only music that I could never get on board with was like screamo. I never understood that. Clamshell tent / Tacoma bed tent recommendations. Inspired Overland. I had that on my 3rd gen Tacoma. That was really good. Nice and lightweight. I actually really enjoyed that tent on my Tacoma. But I do think that with a path that I am taking in the future that I'm actually pretty excited to showcase for you guys, I will be doing Ironman 4x4. I just put their awning on the Tacoma. They're wanting to work with me a little bit more. And first impressions of that awning were really, really good. A lot of it was really well thought out. So I think that if I do a clamshell tent, I'm going to look at their products. Now, they are a little bit more expensive, right? But for me, I think it's something that you get what you pay for with it. And I know they're sponsoring me, so like I'm not going to pay that money. However, I want to make sure that it's worth the price for you guys, right? So the awning, dude, for $7.99, a 270-degree awning with integrated lights, that thing is clutch. I will recommend that all freaking day. But when you start getting up to almost $2,200, $2,300 for a tent, it has to be really good. It has to be like really, really good, because there are still some decent tent options out there for around like the $1,000 to $1,500 range. Granted, these clamshell tents and everything that I'm looking for or at from Ironman Off-Road, they're all hard shells and all that stuff, so super high quality. But yeah. Cripple Creek says, have to head out. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for joining in the live stream. I know you're gone. Yep, Orlando has Adam LZ, Tavares, all them. They should be okay. Still going to be a lot of rain and a lot of wind, which will be for saturated grounds, which will make trees fall. But yeah, dude, I'm telling you, man, there's a lot of content creators in the automotive scene down in that area, which is another reason why I really do want to go down there. Not that I would collaborate with them. Maybe. You never know. But just to, just be more in a car scene, a more car environment, a more car-focused area. And then also eventually we'll get back to Arizona for some stuff as well, for more of a West Coast vibe and off-road scene. Brandon says, love your live streams, but I'm at work. At least I can watch them later. Thank you. Heck yeah, Brandon. Enjoy work, man. Stay safe out there. And I appreciate you watching them later. That's so cool. John says, hey, John, did you get any chance to try fitting your 4Runner wheels on your Land Cruiser? I did not, but we are swapping up some wheels right now. I got some new tires and stuff over there from Arroyo Tire. I got some new wheels from Locked Off Road. Trying to get some more wheels from Relations Race Wheels. And I also have new tires coming from Nitto. Their brand new their Terra Grappler G3s. My tinnitus is going right now. Holy crap, my freaking ears. Can you even get hurricane insurance down there anymore? You can, and they charge a crap ton of money, John. Our insurance premium for our townhouse, my wife was going to call around today, but because of the hurricane coming, you can't shop premiums, which sucks because I hope they don't raise their premium after this freaking hurricane. But our insurance for one of our Airbnbs that's like, I don't know, 100 yards, no, maybe longer than that, 200 yards from the beach, it just went up by $1,500 just in a year. Like, what the hell's up with that? That's so stupid, dude. I get that these insurance companies are finally having to pay out, but like, it's, I don't know. We need hopefully, getting back to the politics, if weed gets legal in Florida, hopefully they use all those proceeds, which I doubt they will, but the taxes on it, hopefully they use a lot of those taxes, which I don't even know how that will work because Florida's not a state income tax state. But I'm curious if they're going to tax the weed somehow. If they tax the weed, then hopefully that goes into like a state-funded insurance or something like that. I don't know. We'll see. Hans says, appreciate your channel. Thoughts on the 1958 Land Cruiser pricing and why they made the interior so cheap. I get that it's cheaper than the previous model, but the base Wrangler Bronco is way cheaper. Also keep in mind that the base Wrangler and Bronco is a very base, non-powerful engine. And also keep in mind that those base vehicles are two-doors, not four-doors. So that is a bit of the price difference as well. Also, if you haven't sat in the interior of a 1958 Han, I recommend you do. Even though it is plasticky and a cheaper interior, the feel of the seats and everything is actually really good. So I would sit in it first. It is cheap, but they're trying to keep that price down. But it's honestly so close to like just paying $3,000-$4,000 more for a way nicer interior and just a normal Land Cruiser. I think that they should have started the 1958 at like 51, 52. And then that way, well, maybe like 53. That way there's a big gap between that and the actual Land Cruiser grade. Juan says, so happy I got my 24 Tacoma a few weeks ago from Florida. Stay safe. Hope everyone is safe as well. You as well, Juan. Congrats again, man, on that 24 Tacoma. I really hope that you enjoy it. Boyk official, Boyko Oficial says that I know the dimensions say they're roughly the same size, but does the 6th Gen 4Runner give off the same presence as the new Land Cruiser? It does in width and length, but not height. This new Land Cruiser behind me is actually a bit taller than the new 4Runner, just because it has a much higher roof line. The Ultimate Lord, how's it going, man? Says, just joined. You still thinking about a supercharger for your 2nd gen? Also, stay safe. We will be staying safe where we're at. Appreciate that. And yes, I will. I was talking with Breland, the owner of Yoda Mafia, while at Expo Overland, Overland Expo East, and we will be ordering that hopefully this week. I was supposed to be going up to Yoda Mafia, but Ryan now has to go somewhere on Thursday. Hopefully I can squeeze in there Friday. I may call my dentist because I have a dentist appointment and just hopefully get that done early on Friday. But yeah, we will be doing the supercharger on the Tundra. I was very gung-ho on doing it, and then we just got our taxes back from last year. Not like gonna dive into finances, but it really has me scratching my head like the accountant missed something. So I'm not stressed about it. Like, I just don't want to pay as much as they are saying that I have to pay the federal government. So that is definitely taking the supercharger hit on money for sure. So we will just see where we're at when that comes. But that is 100% my goal with that Tundra, is to supercharge it. This week we were going to be putting on the lift kit and the tires, but Yoda Mafia has a contract with a military defense company, and they build up Toyotas for them, which is super rad. And one of the vehicles needs some attention. So Ryan is going to do that. And unfortunately, we may not be able to lift the Tundra and do all that stuff that I wanted to this week. But I do have mods for the Tundra that we will be putting on this week. I was just really hoping that it looked cool in the process with the bigger tires and the lift. But I will be talking with Breland this week to hopefully work something out with Magnuson to see what we could do there. Julio says, which trim are you eyeing for your 25 4Runner? I am looking at a TRD Off-Road Premium Everest with the hybrid. So that is what I am going for. That's what I've decided in my head that I want to do for it. It would be cool to get the non-hybrid, but as I made in that video, giving you guys an update on the Tacoma, where I kind of stand with it and stuff, would I buy that Tacoma again? I think moving forward, I know it's unpopular to some, but I think I'm just going to do hybrid from now on. It drives so good in the Tacoma. Our Land Cruiser drives good. It has tons of power. And having the hybrid is kind of cool because it's like two birds with one stone, basically, right? Like, if the engine has issues and it craps out, it's the same 2.4 engine that the normal 4Runner and the normal Tacoma have. If the engine or if the transmission craps out, it's the same transmission. So I think that would be the best way to go about it. And it would be cool to keep that 4Runner for a little bit longer than I typically keep vehicles, but we'll see. I do really want a new TRD Pro, but I think we may wait for that one. Dougie Doo, what up, man? How's it going? It says John is building a bigger garage /shop. A part of your is building a bigger garage slash shop part of your long-term plan if the channel does well enough to get a bigger vehicle collection going. It is 100% on my vision board. It is a long-term goal regardless if YouTube stays a thing. I would love to have land with a shop, with a little tinkering session. Oh, I met Kai, by the way. Kai from Tinker Adventures. Super cool dude. Oh my gosh, what a great guy that guy is. If you guys haven't seen Tinker's Adventures, go over to his channel on YouTube. We were talking about our channels and stuff back and forth. He said he loves my channels. I was like, I love your channel because of how detailed you are about everything. You know, people come to my channel, quick one hit, here you go, here's the information, see you later. His channel is so detailed. It's absolutely awesome. He's such a great guy. But anyways, yes, it is a goal to have that. Some of the properties that we've actually been looking at down in Tampa have garages and stuff. I'll actually show you guys one. We can't do this one right now unless we sell some property. But this is one that I was looking at, and just something like this is so cool for the future, and it's just something that is, you know, on my vision board, and just that I know that I would want. So there's two of them here that I'll show you guys. So again, we're getting more more presentation of some stuff, which is cool here. I'm gonna make myself a little bit smaller so you guys can see. So one house is this one. You guys can see. Oh, well, yeah, I already clicked on this one because it came back on market. I was like, what, new? Oh, this one's actually had a price cut. So this one is pretty sweet. Nice house. It's on some land, almost 10 acres. But check this out. If we scroll down, look, look at that, dude. So that is just so rad. An 8-car garage. If you read the description too, it has like a little office and everything in here. But that's just like so rad. That's so rad. So something like that is definitely, you know, on the vision board. And like a house like, oh, where's that one? What is this? Oh, I thought that had another shop. Something like this too. You know, this house is nice as well, and it has a massive shop right there too, which is pretty sweet. And then this one as well, very unique house, and this one's been on the market for a long time. It came off and then came back on. I was really hoping that it would be under $1 million, but this one has a massive shop that you guys can see right there on the side too. The only weird thing about this one's shop is that if I scroll like all the way down, they redid all the photos too. Very unique layout, but at like 1.2 million, it doesn't even have a pool, which first world problems, right? But like, come on. So that shop's massive, but it has like pavers and stuff in here. So you would have to, and it's all like walled off. So you would have to like put down concrete if you wanted to have a lift. Cause I want to have a lift. I want to do project cars. I want to, you know, learn how to actually do suspension and do all that stuff on my own versus having to take it to a shop and everything. And taking to a shop is still always nice, but you know, I would like to learn a lot of that stuff to do on my own. So building a big shop for the collection, for project cars, for all that stuff is definitely on my vision board for both Florida and also the place we eventually get in Arizona, because I like going out to the desert out there. So having a big, nice garage to keep the toy hauler trailer and all the desert toys like the quads and the side-by-sides and all that stuff is definitely there. And you guys have to have, you know, the bigger goals too. But the thing that I'm struggling with right now is all the small, minute things that allow you to get to that bigger goal. So that's what I'm struggling with. I'll never get to that point if I don't do my daily tasks of things that I need to get done. Dougie also says those places look awesome. I bet you could do some shop upgrade remodels with the YouTube sponsors. So that is the blessing of YouTube. And one more house for you guys. We actually looked at this one and we're heavily considering it, but I'm really just waiting for it to come back down in price. But it just hasn't yet. So when can I get a Grand Highlander, Scotty? I don't know. I think that they are still on a stop sale, bro. It's kind of frustrating because it's taken so long, right? So one more house, like what you said, Dougie, right here. We actually looked at this one, and this one was cool, but it's been on the market for 133 days. And I would be like 200,000 less than this. And at some points, it's like, it's just an insult, right, to offer that low. But like, that's just where the market has kind of gone. And some owners don't realize that, but whatever. So this one had super nice yard and everything. The interior was kind of weird, but the shop, right? So this is the shop. So with this, could definitely get some sponsors, repaint it, get some new lighting in it and stuff. But I mean, aside from that, like, it was pretty decent. This dude's a motorcycle collector and drag race. He had a couple dope drag. We actually toured this house. He had a couple cool drag racing bikes and everything like that up in it. The shop had its own bathroom, right? And then it had like a little chicken coop area and all this stuff. So you guys can kind of see like the vibe of what we are looking for down there. Still somewhat close over here to the left-hand side to like brand new neighborhoods, like, so we're still somewhat in the city, but you have your own land within the city as well. So it would be cool. Eventually when the right one comes, right, we need to hopefully hope that all these stupid hurricanes freaking stop and all that stuff. But yeah. Daniel says, the earth colored GX at the Expo looked so good. My first time seeing that color in person, and it's fantastic. The Lexus folks are really dissing the LC250. Dude, it's such a good color, right? The sparkles and everything in that earth color, they just pop right through. It is such a good color. The GX 550 Overtrail, if I could just one-for-one swap this Land Cruiser, honestly, with the GX, I'd do it. I'd do it. Not that I hate this thing. It's just I truly enjoy the GX so much more. The Land Cruiser is great to drive, but just everything about the GX, just how solid it is and everything is just so good. What do you think about the RAV4s? I'm looking at getting an older one. RAV4s are great. I would try to go hybrid if you can, Jogger, just because the MPGs that you get are amazing. We had a RAV4 XSE hybrid, one of my favorite vehicles, honestly, that we've owned, honestly. We consistently got like 41 to 42 miles per gallon with it. It was a great little car. Magix says, do you think that the Land Cruiser will hold its value through the years as the 4Runner has? I think it will. I don't think that this Land Cruiser is going to hold its value as good as like the 200 series did, just because they're making way more of them. They're already, $2,000 to $4,000 off MSRP. So we'll see with the Land Cruisers. They're kind of like playing off the old one here in the United States, but people are also realizing that it's not the 300 series. It's the Prado here in the United States. Well, it's the Prado everywhere else. It's the 250 series, just Land Cruiser here in the United States, but it's still a Prado at the end of the day. So it's not the luxury Land Cruiser. So I feel like the Land Cruiser is going to kind of just find out where it's going to be value-wise, holding its value. But I do think that it's not one of those trim levels that will just plummet in value just because of the iconic name that the Land Cruiser is. Hopefully. I hope so for myself. Justin says, as far as hybrids are concerned, I don't see it having the longevity of the 4th gen or 5th gen, a 1st gen or 2nd gen Sequoia, or an old school Land Cruiser. I feel safer with the tried and true. For sure. Bro, for sure. They prove themselves, right? The 6th gen 4Runner and the hybrids just have to prove themselves. But if you're concerned just about the hybrid aspect, look at the Prius. Look at the Prius. How long has that been in Toyota's lineup? Look at all the Priuses before. Any major issues with them? Not really, right? So, again, I'm not here defending Toyota. I could care less, right? It's just they don't pay me, right? But if you are to trust someone with hybrid technology, I would trust the company that really pioneered it first. That's, Midnight Night says, Midnight Jedi says, I told my salesman when I bought the Toyota Crown that I may trade it for a 4Runner. I would try to get a TRD off-road premium and get a sport hood for it. I really hope that the 4Runner hood doesn't shake around like the Tacomas does. John says, have there been any crash ratings published for the new 4Runner? Oh, good question. I actually haven't seen any. 2024 Land Cruiser crash test. Let's see if we could get a video of this thing getting smashed up. There are no videos of the 24 Land Cruiser from whatever does that, right? There is one of the 300 series, but nothing yet of the and all these ones of the 300 series. Oh, that one was 2022. Yeah, I don't see anything yet for the 250 series. Why is Toyota's Jeff video populate for not that I'm upset about that, but why does his populate for that, not mine? Freaking Jeff. Is the Trailhunter snorkel an actual snorkel? Per Toyota, it is a high-rise intake. They do not want to legally say the word snorkel, because if they said that, then they would imply that your truck could go into the water, and they don't want to deal with that warranty BS. So they call it, Mario, a high-rise intake or a high-air intake, just to suck in clean air from up top. Julio says, I'm really excited to see the hybrid powertrain of these trucks as they develop. I'm glad you enjoy it and would keep putting your money towards that powertrain. Yeah, I would. I mean, in the Tundra, I don't think it's worth it. But in the Tacomas and the 4Runner, I think it is going to be worth it. Those places look awesome. I bet you could do even... Oh, yes, Dougie. Shadowverse, what's up, man? Thank you for joining the live stream. I'm going to stand up really quick just because my butt is hurting from sitting on this freaking stool the whole time. But thank you for joining the live stream. Thank you for being a member. I appreciate it, man. Already answered Scotty's question. Is the iForce Max the same in the Land Cruiser, Tacoma, and 4Runner? Any idea why the Land Cruiser recommends premium fuel? So, the Land Cruiser recommends premium fuel because I believe it is tuned differently. It feels different than the Tacoma. I haven't driven the 4Runner yet, but it is a different tune than the Tacoma is. So, I don't know why. It's the same components, a lot of it to my knowledge, but it may just be the mapping and the tuning and everything on the Land Cruiser that makes it just a little bit different. Jonathan says, just throwing it out there, maybe your second YouTube channel is called Overtrail John. No, I would, Sakiko, who she's part of Lexus's GX team from Japan, really cool girl. She called me GX John. She's trying to convert me. So if anything, we would do that. But no, most likely if I got a GX or anything like that, I would put it onto just this Toyota channel, just like I already have been for the GX stuff. Get some stretch in, bro. I know I need to. I'm going to roll out on our roller and everything and stretch a little bit more. I need to look up good exercises. I'm actually going to the chiropractor tomorrow, just because I didn't want to go before Expo, sitting in the truck for 8 hours, sleeping in the bed of the truck too, right, on the BAM beds and stuff, and then sleeping on a couch at an Airbnb one night. I'm just like, my back was wrecked. So I'm definitely I'm definitely gonna be enjoying the chiropractor tomorrow. Could you give your impression on the Land Cruiser's actual fuel economy? We were getting like 21 to 22 before I lifted the Land Cruiser, and even now with it lifted, it's at 18.8. So, which the tires are about 3% more. And you know, I think when I talked about it in a video saying that the speedometer isn't off, I think it is off. For some reason, Waze and everything and Google Maps, like it said I was going the same speed. But in the Tacoma, it said the same thing. Unless the ECUs have calibrated themselves, I don't know. But the Tacoma, when I was in California, was reading 10 miles an hour more at faster speeds than it actually was. It was always reading about 10% more at higher speeds. So if that's the case with the Land Cruiser, then the Land Cruiser is getting close to 20 miles per gallon right now with the bigger tires still on it. Shadowverse says, looking forward to my chance to drive the new 250. I've seen many of them on the road here in New York, and I've loved sitting in the one at the New York Auto Show, the New York State Fair. But I'm dying to drive one. Yeah, man, like look at your local dealership, because I know that these Land Cruisers are starting to kind of sit on the lots and stuff for some. I'm not sure how it is in New York, but on the Facebook page and whatnot, I've seen them for discounts, which means they're sitting. So hopefully you're able to test drive one soon. Kenneth says, when can we expect 4Runner pricing? I don't know. I know when the drive event is, but I don't know if we're going to get pricing and details before or after. So it could be early next year. It could be December. It could be February. I don't know, Kenneth, honestly. But as soon as we get that information and I'm able to give it to you guys, then I will. Anything exciting from Overland Expo this year? Nothing crazy groundbreaking. I still just can't believe the fact that people just spend so much money on things like $500 to $1 million just insane Earth Roamer things, which are so cool, but they are just crazy vehicles. I was able to talk with several of our companies and stuff that we've worked with on the channel, some new companies, some trailer companies, which will be pretty cool because I really do want to start camping more with the family, but I'm going to need a trailer for that. Can't really just car camp and everything. And the type of route that I'm going with the trailer, I think will be pretty cool for some, right? I always try to do stuff out of the box because I don't want you guys to not be interested in trailer content if it's something that you guys wouldn't even buy. But one of the companies that I was talking to with a trailer to get something working on the channel, it's like a dual purpose trailer. You could use it as a utility trailer. You could use it as a storage trailer. You could use it for moving. You could use it as a camping trailer. So there's a lot of cool stuff coming down the pipeline for the 4Runner, for the Tacoma, for nothing for the Tundra. And Land Cruiser, I guess, if we utilize the trailer with it for some family camping and stuff. Brandon says, hey, John from Panama, the country. Do you believe it's a good model year of the Tacoma to buy and ship one overseas here? Or should we wait for next year's version? Bro, don't you have the Prado down there? I would just buy the Prado or like a 70 series Land Cruiser. What do you want a Tacoma for? Like, I feel like the Tacoma is the same as the Prado down there. So my thing is, though, is you don't have to buy one from the United States, because where you're at in Panama down there, Costa Rica, they actually sell the Tacoma as well. So I know you guys border them and stuff. So I mean, you could potentially get one in Costa Rica. Maybe, I'm not sure how the laws and everything are there, but you could potentially buy one in Costa Rica and then import it or drive it into Panama City. So yeah, you don't need to buy one here from the United States. So I think that would be fine for a 24 or a 25. That would be pretty sweet. If we lived in Costa Rica, I don't know if I would buy a Tacoma, but maybe that's why you want a Tacoma, right? Because you don't have it really there. So it would be something cool for you to do. But for me, like, I already have a Tacoma here, so if I'm there, I would want something else. Like, I guess we want a Hilux here and all that other cool stuff. So maybe that's why you want the Tacoma, because we always want sometimes what we can't get. So that would be cool. But yeah, I would look in Costa Rica, man, because that's just, it borders your state or your country. But I'm not sure how that works legally for you there. Shadowverse says, I've asked one dealer if I could drive one. The salesman gave me the answer of people who buy these vehicles don't really want a lot of miles on them. My response back is, how someone's supposed to buy them if we can't test drive them? Calm down, bro. Freaking salesman, man. I'm not asking to road trip the vehicle. I just want to take it down the block. Shut up, fool. Like, I get it, but how am I going to... Exactly. How are you going to sell it if people can't buy it? It's 5 miles. Calm down. That's so dumb. Makes no sense. 25 4Runner should have been return of the solid front axle. Oh, well. These comments, that's funny. They gave us, though, a front sway bar disconnect, right, for more articulation and stuff. And Toyota's A-Track system is so good. I think that, I mean, Jeep is really the only one that has a front axle, and everyone that drives a Jeep says it drives like crap. So that's also actually a question that was kind of asked at the fireside chat, is like why there's no removable top and all that stuff, like on a Land Cruiser or on a new 4Runner. And they basically said just because it's loud, it's uncomfortable. They want their vehicles to be a little bit more refined than that. And I feel like this is another reason why, is because solid axles just aren't as good as like an independent front suspension for, nice highway driving or city driving. Julio says, Brendan wants a Tacoma and we want a Hilux. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, we want the things that we can't have. So even in like Costa Rica, I would love to have a 70 series Land Cruiser, or they even sell the 300 series Land Cruiser there, and we can't get them here, which would be pretty cool. Shadowverse says, I saw a leaked picture of the topless 4Runner. It's so ugly. I know it's fake. Yeah, that was basically just the new 4Runner with like a first gen top on it and like shrunk down to 2 doors. I'm surprised that a lot of people thought it was ugly. I thought it was kind of cool. ALC says some research shows that the fuel economy of the GX is very similar to the Land Cruiser's fuel economy. Do you think this is true? I mean, on paper it's not, but some people are getting, low 20s with the GX, and then same with the Land Cruiser. So, but at the same time, my buddy Blake was getting like 16, 17 with his GX, and I was getting 21, 22 with our Land Cruiser. So it really does truly depend on the driver, I guess, for that type of situation. But I mean, yeah, you could hypermile a vehicle, no problem. Brendan says, indeed, we do have the Prado, but our new Prado is just like your Land Cruiser. However, we do need a pickup, and we are not too sure about the reliability of the hybrid of the new Tacoma. Then you could just get the one with the 2.4 turbo. They sell both of those in Costa Rica. Panama City Country Toyota. What do you guys have? No, I don't want Panama City Toyota. I knew that was going to come up. Panama. I'm just going to put Panama. Panama Toyota. Hilux. We'll put Hilux. That way it may bring us to Toyota Panama. There we go. What do you guys have? We'll present this again on the screen so we can let some questions filter in, because we are all caught up. Yeah, so you guys have the Hilux. That's cool. Yeah, like we want them. Autos, SUV. Oh, that's SUV. What else do you guys? The Rise is pretty cool. Fortuner, Land Cruiser Prado. You guys also have LC 300. You have RAV4, Corolla Cross, Yaris Cross. Holy crap. There's a lot of like SUVs there. Sedans, commercial pickup. Yeah, Hilux and Hilux de Trabajo for work and stuff. Really? That's all you guys have? You guys don't even have the Tundra. That's crazy because like Costa Rica Toyota. Because Costa Rica, you guys can see I'm already shopping, right? Costa Rica, they have, is it loading this? It is loading this. I'm going to erase that. So Costa Rica has the Tacoma right here. They also have the Land Cruiser pickup. They also have the Tundra, right? They also have the old Tacoma. I'm not sure if that's just a thing for now. They have the Hilux 2.4 turbo diesel, another Hilux, but you could buy the Tacoma in Costa Rica. That's kind of crazy that it doesn't make its way to like you guys down there in Panama, even though, so like this is the Sport with the 2.4, this is the hybrid, or I'm sorry, this is a limited, this is a Sport. So it looks like there's only a couple options, 2 models for Costa Rica. So if you buy it in Costa Rica, yeah, the motor is a 2.4 turbo from the Tacoma, making that much horsepower and that much torque. Yeah, there's no hybrid for the Tacoma in Costa Rica. So there you go. Maybe just go across into that country. I'm not sure what it's like to go from like country to country down there. I'm not sure, but that would probably be the easiest way. Shadowverse says, as I mentioned in the front end, I just don't like it yet. Got to see it in person to really pass judgment. I love that they finally facelifted it, but I don't know. The 5th gen just has been around for a long time, for sure. Yeah, the 5th gen has, like, this design of the 5th gen has been around since 2014, which is crazy. So 10 years, the current design. So, like, that's what we know about the 6th gen. And we were showing the guys earlier too on the live stream that if you look at a 3rd gen 4Runner, it has a triple mustache going on, and even the 2010 4Runner had like a double mustache thing going on. 4Runner with removable top, Taco Runner. Brendan also says, from our research, it's cheaper and less legal holdups to get it from the United States, and usually we are able to get parts from the U.S. with no issue compared to Costa Rica. That's crazy. It's all the way in the U.S. and it's cheaper to get it to you than Costa Rica, which is just across the border. That's wild. I guess because Costa Rica has high import, because I was looking about importing vehicles there, and Costa Rica has very high import, so maybe that's why they're so expensive. But dang, that's wild. Well, we're starting to slow up, guys, on the live stream. So if you guys have any other questions, feel free to show them in the comments. I truly do appreciate everyone coming out, talked about cars, talked a little politics, talked a little real estate, talked some country music, right? So it was a very good live stream. There most likely will not be one next week just because I will be in California. We may do one on Monday, but I will not be on my computer for a couple days. But there will be a ton of videos coming this week. Some stuff from Overland Expo, modifications on the Tacoma, modifications on the Tundra as well, really starting that. So very, very excited. So thank you everyone that came on out. Before you leave, if you guys can hit that like button for everyone else to see this live stream, for those that couldn't make it, I truly appreciate it. You guys have a great night, and I will catch you in the next one. All right, see you guys later.